from America's heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
A GJRB Sports Page Update starts now.
All right, back on the air on the Gary J Sports Page for hour number 3 of our program. And we're following all this great stuff here, sports, here on the Sports Page Update, here on GJRB Online. And we're going to take a look at some of the top 25 action coming up this hour. But meanwhile, let's go to the main sports hub for a Sports Page Update on what's going on in the world of sports. We talked about David Freese last hour. David Freese, the 2011 World Series MVP, announces that he is retiring from baseball. Also, unsportsmanlike penalty for the Oklahoma University Texas player before the game starts. This one is interesting, and I'm going to talk about this, because I'm trying to figure out how that goes. How can you have a penalty before a game starts? But apparently this is what happened down in OU. Well, let's take a look at that here as soon as this thing decides it wants to do it. Okay, rivalry game between number 11 Texas and... here we go. All right, I guess I'm going to have to use that sound effect. Why not? Why did it go down the page? Okay. Anyway, number 11 Texas and number 6 Oklahoma got off to a frisky start on Saturday morning with the teams barking at each other around 30-yard line at the end of the pregame warm-ups. Referee Mike DeFee took matters into his own hands.
This morning, teams were flagged. Both teams setting the tone for one of the most emotional games of the college football.
So there you go. Anyway, I wish I could block that sound out somehow. Because I've got it in my headphones. There's no way to get rid of it. Anyway, DeFee was flagged both programs for unsportsmanlike conduct fouls and barking into the microphone at a volume fitting a carnival outside of Texas State Fair. And it's unclear what started the fight, but it didn't appear to be much different than the normal trash talk before a heated rivalry game. And while the moment appeared to be generally benign, it could end up impacting the games in a big way. A double sportsmanlike conduct foul call on both teams means, according to DeFee, loud declaration of any player flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct foul will be thrown out of the game. And DeFee often had this to add before the pregame. So we got it, and it's hard to read that when you got audio there. I don't like that particular page. I really don't like that at all. But we'll get into that a little later on. You're listening to Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online. Hope you're enjoying the program. We're listening on Saturday afternoon. If you like our show, we're in the third hour of our show, the third and final full hour of Sports Page here on GJRB Online. That means we're going to wrap up this hour with a few more scores and see what's going on. We wanted to do some of the stuff we haven't talked about yet, including a UFC boxing thing going on. And we're going to talk about a player that's going to leave UFC for the WWE. That's coming up here as we continue Sports Page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker here on a Saturday afternoon. Thanks a lot for tuning into the program here on Spreaker, here on GJRB Online. If you like our show, please hit that like button because we'd love to hear what you are thinking out there. It's always a pleasure to just do this show and have people out there who are checking out it. So I'm going to do right now, while I'm thinking about it, is I'm going to go ahead and repost this program so that we get some audience in the last part of our program. And see what we got here. Let's see. I'm doing part 3 now. And let's see what we got. All right, going into the chat room of part 3, empty, of course. I'm going to hit the like button, and then I'm going to post that we are live in part 3, and see if we can get some listeners out there in part 3 of our show, hour number 3 of the Gary J Sports Page on a Saturday afternoon, just ahead of Iowa Hawkeye football. And we're going to be talking about that this hour, do a little preview of that game, and that'll be coming up. And let's see what else we got coming up. We're going to give you our program schedule and do shout-outs. That's coming up. And I just have to kind of struggle with my headphones because my headphones broke, and I'm tired of fixing them. I am really tired of fixing them. I've taped those like over and over again, and it still falls apart. So I just kind of gave up. And when I'm not doing anything on the computer while I'm on the air, I'll just hold the other earpiece to my ear and do that because I'm just kind of like tired of trying to fix those with duct tape and not having it stay together. If I only had model glue or something, I think I would be a lot more better off, because I would try to fix it with that and have it stay together just a little longer than trying to duct tape it together, because I find out the duct tape doesn't always work. It did work for a while there. I had it going for a while, and then it fell apart again. So unfortunately, I can't get these headphones to work for me and stay together. So I'm just going to have to get another pair. That's all there is to it. So just working on trying to do that. Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online. Iowa State against West Virginia. That's going on. I just got notified by my Yahoo about that. Iowa State is playing West Virginia. And let's see what we got in that game. It's still no score. It's scoreless. They just started that game. They are now on ESPN. This game's on ESPN. The odds are ISU -9 against OU 55. So there's a point spread there. No score yet. They are 0-0 in the first quarter. And those are some of the stuff going on. So we'll be following that game until we go off the air. Iowa State against West Virginia. So we're going to follow that game this afternoon here on the Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. You're welcome to be part of the show and get in on the action. We talk about sports a little bit, and you could be in there. Gary.Russin on Skype or Facebook, Gary John Russin in the Messenger, or just get in here on the Spreaker chat room by getting into my Twitter. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to check my Twitter page here a little bit. We'll do a scroll through social media. We do that in sports too, especially in the Twitter page, because I haven't been on Twitter for a while, so we're going to have to do that. And we'll check on that. And then we'll do one more weather on the 5s for Clinton, Iowa, too, by the way, this hour. 25 past, we'll do Clinton weather and take a look at that in this last hour and see if there's anybody out there as well. I'm going to go to my MeWe page and post there. So I'm going to go to MeWe and repost the show on there. That we're on the air live doing the Gary J Sports Page on a Saturday afternoon on a beautiful day here in Clinton, Iowa. 55 degrees is the current temperature at our Spreaker studios here on Clinton's North End as we do the Sports Page here on GJRB Online. We're going to do a little bit of that, and we're going to visit some of the other sites. So we're doing that right now. Just posted on MeWe. So let's see what kind of results we get from that. Sounds good to me, right? So we'll see what's happening here, and we'll do another Sports Page update. Right here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Thanks a lot for tuning into the show. The Gary J Sports Page here on GJRB Online. Thank you so much for tuning in, as I am always glad to bring you a sports talk show and see what's rolling here, see what's cooking, and do our sports page here on GJRB Online. And your comments are welcome here on the sports page. It's 55 degrees in Clinton, Iowa. Absolutely fabulous. And don't know if we have a sports page. Well, let me see. We're going to have to do a live temperature again, I think, from our... because I don't know if I have a 55 degrees on my temperature list for automation. I think I do, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to double check that before we do scores again. Let me see. Weather scores every 10 minutes, and it doesn't always have to be on right at 10. Sometimes I kind of vary it, only because I could be doing something else at the time. So I kind of like flip around here and see. We go down the page here and do my. Here we go. Well, let's go to my. Okay, I always go here. My favorite part is where you get the shortcut page, and then I can go right in there and see what's there. Let me see, 55 degrees. Yeah, we do have a 55 degrees. Goody gumdrops. I gotta do that here. And meanwhile, back at the jungle, why don't we do this? I'm going to, let's see, do another sports scores update. Let's do that, and then let's see if there's anybody out there. Sports scores update right now on GJRB Online here on Spreaker, and take a look at what's going on in the sports scores right now. Meanwhile, this game's going on right now. Florida State, Clemson just got a touchdown, and it's 14-0. Clemson over Florida State. Wisconsin still 7-0 over Michigan State. Washington State now up 10 on Arizona State. Those are some of the scores going on right now in the sports scores. Gary J. Russell with you, a sports page update on GJRB Online, and we'll do one of those at the bottom of the hour and wrap up our show here with one more segment. And we're going to be doing a little bit on boxing coming up next hour. 55 degrees right now in Clinton, Iowa, and I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break here. And you're listening to Gary J. Sports Page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the show. And we got more to come.
The blues, the primary start to rock and roll music. The music in which artists express their feelings through music. This is a new blues show featuring the best of the blues, with new emerging artists getting their thrill of hearing their selections played along with the greats like Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and Etta James, along with a whole lot more.
The doors open soon.
To the Blues House on GJRB. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. Suicide's increasing among the youth, and many of them playing suicide games. This has to stop. Parents, watch your kids, and if you feel there's something going on and they are considering suicide, please talk to them, help them. And if it seems hopeless, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. They can help. It's free and confidential. Your call will be answered by a trained counselor in a local crisis center. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can help.
And you're listening to Gary J. Sports Page on GJRB Online, the great internet talk radio here at Gary J. Sports Page, broadcasting with a broken pair of headphones. One side work, one side's on, one side's off kind of thing. That's just something I have to contend with. can't get away with it. But I just don't think I'll get that fixed again because it does not stay together. So I'm probably going to be stuck with that. Won't stay together at all. It falls apart, and it gets annoying. Really does, because can't get these headphones to work and stay together. So I'm going to get another pair as soon as I get around to it. Hoping that maybe I can get a pair here real soon, being that they fall apart. Nothing I can do about that. Just one of those things. Plastic. My dad used to always say plastic is worthless. My dad hated plastic so bad, telling you, especially when things would fall apart. Not his favorite thing. I remember that well. It was one of those. He just did not like plastic at all. Anyway, you're listening to the Gary Russell program on GGRB Online, and let's see what we got here. Let's see. Go to that one, that next break, which is at the bottom of the hour. Let's see. I think it was the one I was looking for. Yep, believe so. So if it has the wrong time on it, so be it. Nothing I can do about it. But we'll just contend with it. That was for the weather temperature for the next hard break, which is coming up at the bottom of the hour. You listen to the Gary Russell program. Coming up, we got this week, I'm thinking about doing a Gary Russell program on Wednesday, midweek edition. Like I said before, that's kind of up in the air. Next weekend, kind of up in the air at this point. And I'm hoping maybe I could do a show on Saturday next week. And I would probably be take a break from talk and play some music with classic country and bluegrass jubilee. So that's a possibility next week. And then I'm working on some more programs. So I've got some plans in the works for some more programs here on GGRB. Trying to get all my shows together and hoping that maybe perhaps if I get that 3-hour plan, I'll be able to do a little bit more with my programming. I was hoping to get it in October, but things just didn't work out right, and that's the way the old cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty then. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and do another scores update here in a few minutes, and then we're going to do weather on the fives for Clinton. In the last hour, we're going to spend some time talking about some of our sports. Got some different stories that we're going to talk about, and we're going to get into that. So that's coming up next. And your comments are welcome on the sports page here on GGRB Online. Gary.Russell on Skype. Facebook followers who are listening to the show can tune in and click into that on Twitter. As a matter of fact, why don't I get it ready, because we're going to do a scroll through social media. Don't think I need that one right now. I'm going to click out of that, go to scroll through social media out of my talk show page. Because I don't think I need that many sports page update things there. I'm planning on doing something different with that scores, because I do the scores every 10 minutes. I really think I only need to do a 1 minute scores. Don't need to spend so much time on it unless something really big is going on there. So I'm going to probably be doing some changes on that. Because it's getting to a point where I can't do scores that fast all the time. It just gets a little crazy. This stupid microphone, now it's going to play a little game with me. I need to bolt this down one of these days. I got a better microphone over at the other studios, But this one I had to bolt down a little more, I think, because it keeps falling down. Anyway, let's do another scores update as we continue the sports page. Florida State still up. Clemson still up Florida State right now. Clemson has the ball at the FSU 22 at the end of the first quarter. 14-0 Clemson. 3rd and 8 and the MSU 19. And they're ending their first quarter as well. 7-0 Wisconsin over Michigan State. And Washington State up on Arizona State 10-0. 14-3 Cincinnati over Houston 14-3, and 14-7 Alabama over Texas A&M. No score for Texas Tech Baylor and Louisville Wake Forest coming up a little later on today. Sports page update, letting you know what's going on in the games as we are on the air live here on GJRB Online. Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online, and I hope you're enjoying the program. Coming up, we will take a look at some more stories. I want to go into the main page here because I'm looking for a story that I went through yesterday. It was kind of interesting. I'm not that big on boxing. I don't know about you. I like boxing. It's kind of interesting. But in the long run, I don't know if I'm a big fan of it. I used to watch Sugar Ray Leonard and all those guys, but I don't know. Here's an interesting story. Antonio Brown wants to resolve issues and return to the NFL. I guess his college career is not working out. Oh, brother. Poor tour pro lays into fan on Houston's Open. You can't keep your mouth quiet for 5 minutes? Ooh, gotta check that one out. Oh, my. Biggest Brown call of the season. NFL officials are wrecking new pass interference rule. Talk about that. And I was talking a little bit about that. Let's see. Where is that? Did I have that on here? I had a story that I was looking for. Now I can't find it. I wonder if they took it off. Might not be able to get it. I should have saved it into my... let me check my favorites list. See if by any chance I have it on here. I'm not sure, but I'm going to check it. Just out of curiosity, because I thought I had saved that UFC story. And it doesn't look like I did. It was a story talking about one of the UFC boxers leaving for wrestling. And I can't find that story now. So I'm going to have to look for it. Meanwhile, we'll talk about some of those other ones. In a couple of minutes, we'll talk about Antonio Brown wants to resolve issues and return to the NFL. And the Steelers start on drafted rookie quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Releases a fact sheet to eliminate false narratives. That's coming up. We were going to talk about that too as well this hour. Talk about Kaepernick, who the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to sign him up. He's not drafted. He's still a football player without a team. And a lot of people are, and the big question here, and I'm hoping maybe we get some listeners in this next half hour because I really want to ask this question. What do you think of that? Do you think Colin Kaepernick should go back to the NFL and play football? Do you think that he should not be shunned by the NFL like he has been? Do you think that he should be able to play football again? Your comments, and I was doing a poll on that yesterday, and I polled no, but there's more people saying no than there is saying yes. I think it was like 59% saying no, and like 41% saying yes. So there's a large percentage saying that Kaepernick should not play football. There's still a large percentage. I'll do another poll coming up. Your comments are welcome. You can call me, and I'll give you all my call number again, and you can call me and tell me what you think of this. Okay, and you're welcome to do that. Okay, so as we do weather on the 5s right now, take a look at our Clinton weather forecast. for Clinton in the area. Meanwhile, before we do that, let's take a look at temperatures in other cities across the nation. Weather nation. 83 degrees and sunny in Los Angeles, California. North Platte, Nebraska checking in at 59 and sunny with wind. Paducah, Kentucky is in at 59 degrees and sunny. Houston, Texas checking in at 70 degrees and sunshine. Let's go down the map a little bit, go across down to the Florida, where Tampa, Florida is checking in at 87 degrees under cloudy skies. Manteo, North Carolina, checking in 72 and sunny. And Billings, Montana, just up north here, just northwest, 52 degrees and fair. But right now, here in Clinton, Iowa, 55 degrees, according to the Eagle Point Mare Farm Station. And right here at our GJRB Spreaker Studios, just above Main Avenue in Clinton, Iowa, 55 degrees currently, right now. Feels like 55. Yeah. And our barometric pressure stands at 29.83 inches of mercury. We're under clear skies, visibility 10 miles, 28 degrees on the dew point, relative humidity 34%. And going up there, we got a moderate UV index at 4 with a good quality air at 33. Pollen count, ragweed low. And right now we have 0% chance of precipitation with dry conditions, but it is windy outside. It's windy. Last time I checked, it was blowing out of the, it has been pretty gusty. Winds mix of clouds today, sun high about 57 degrees, winds west-southwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour, higher wind gust possible. Partly cloudy tonight, 35 degrees, winds west-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, a low of 35 degrees, 0% chance of precipitation, so we're rain clear through the whole weekend. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, high near 50, with winds west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Once again, we have winds out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour, and our winds are gusting to 33, 55 degrees, feels like it outside our Spreaker Studios and the Eagle Point Station at Mayer Farms. 55 degrees right now, 55 degrees. Just above our Spreaker Studios on Clinton's North End. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 55 past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 45 on all music shows, 25 and 55 talk shows, or any time in the hour that ends in 5. Weather on the 5s, right here on GJRB Online. And in this final half hour, well, I'm going to try to find that boxing story. I don't know where it went. I should have saved it last night, that UFC story. I'll try to find it by Googling it if I have to. But I haven't been able to find it, so don't know if I'll have that one on, but we'll try to talk about that later. Sure, we'll find it. Also, coming up next hour, we'll do another story. We'll talk about Colin Kaepernick. And we'll talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we'll talk about Antonio Brown. What is his college career not working out for him or something? He wants to return to football. Yeah. And we're going to talk about this next half hour here on Sports Page, here on GJRB Online, Gary J Sports Page here on GJRB Online Network, here on Spreaker. And if you want to get involved in the conversation, please join me. I already been posting on all of the sites, but no responses, no numbers anywhere in the chat room at this time. So I'm hoping maybe that changes in this next half hour. Kind of a slow day. Saturdays are kind of slow. I usually get better responses, but I don't think there's that many people who like sports for some reason or another. I don't know why. They just don't like sports. And, oh well. You know,
GJRB Sports Page Update starts now.
All right, we'll take a look at some of the scores, some of the sports coming up here as we continue. Iowa State and Iowa, West Virginia, right now scoreless. And I'll check and see if that's right or not. But they're playing right now. Also, Also, we'll talk about Antonio Brown wants to go back to football. Yeah, he wants to play football again. He's not working out with his college career or something. So we'll talk about that and a whole lot more coming up. This is a Sports Page